Hey, hello guys. This is Vaibhav. We are recording the session in English. Yeah, so let's get started. So basically, this session is on roadmap for web development. So basically, we will be going to discuss and like in depth about what exactly is roadmap. So what exactly is a roadmap is roadmap is nothing but the path which we should be taking in order to get in the place where we are at aiming for basically. Okay, so someone wants to be a front-end developer, someone wants to be a back-end, someone wants to be a full stack developer. Okay, so yeah, so what is the correct path? Because if we start with the third step or fourth step, and so we will not be able to full-fledged doing things, full-fledged doing things as in then you might got into some situation where you will need some other person's help in order to drag you out from the situation. Okay, so but the developer is the one who should knowing the things and would able to do all the things on his own. Okay, so definitely it's not a bad like if you are taking help from others, like all of us sometimes need help from others, but if we aim that if we would be able to do something on our own, then that is good, I guess. So yeah, if we start from the basic things and all, so the main thing is then it will definitely going to help you in future when you fall into some situation in some error, then it will be the basic concepts will help you in order to debug things quickly. Okay, so yeah, this is an example of a front-end web development. Okay, so here so the path is like, first we should be learning HTML, then we will go with CSS, and that's how we will going to proceed. Okay, so in future sessions or in future upcoming events, I'm designing basically those in such a way where I will give you a certain timeline and all. Okay, so that basically then yeah, you will be able to gradually go and learn this particular things. And yeah, so yeah, so this is basically a roadmap for the front-end development, where first you should be learning HTML, sorry, and second you should be learning is CSS, third you should be learning is JavaScript, and then we will pick any of the framework like Next.js, React.js, Angular. Okay, then we will be doing some project, and then you can start with your venture, or if you want to land a job, and if you want to do freelancing, whatever your goal is, then you are good to go with that. Okay, so first the question might come into your mind, why HTML? Okay, why directly we can't go into the framework? You can definitely do that, that's not a problem. Okay, but the thing is, being a front-end developer, we should be knowing all the things, right? So it is good that if we start with some DOM creation as in some UI parts. Okay, then we should be doing some styling to it, and then putting some logical things on the top of it. Okay, so HTML, what is HTML and what is, so first of all we will come with HTML. Okay, so this is a plain HTML. Okay, if you take look over this is just a form has been created. Okay, where form, and it is nothing like that. Okay, this is a logical thing if you see over here. Okay, as of now this is a it's written in PHP. Okay, so yeah, if you want to learn PHP or go instead of the JavaScript, you can also go on to PHP. Like there is a Laravel is there, one of the good framework of the PHP, and there are many other things out there. Okay, so yeah, coming to the point, this is basically a HTML. You need it because if you want to submit this particular thing with the help of JavaScript, and you will be going to put some logic on submit button. Okay, this is submit button. You will be going to put, if you use JavaScript, it will go something like this, on click, and then here goes some of your function, something like this, and then yeah, this is how some function name. So this is how it will go. Okay, so it will call this particular function name as function name. Okay, so yeah, so basically if you want to do something like this, right, so you need a skeleton. Okay, and to give, as of now if you see over here, it is not that good, it is just looking very, it's not looking good actually, right? So in order to beautify it, we write CSS. Okay, if you see now, it is looking much good and clean, right? So here it is because of this CSS is written over here. now you can like put any of the logic. Like as of now I don't think that it is having any. Okay, yeah, something like this. It's saying the submitted form data, your input was received. So yeah, this thing is actually working. This is the action thing. Actually it is getting all the data and sending it over there to this action page.php. Okay, it is taking your data and sending over here. But the point is, uh, why we are starting from HTML, right? So HTML we need it, as I've told you. This is the HTML, all this thing which you're seeing. Because of the CSS we are looking it much prettier and in a much good way. And on the top of it, then you will be putting some logic with the help of this JavaScript and any of the framework, right? So this is the reason why we should start with this. Okay, one more important thing is just I'm telling you, so that in the back of mind you will be having knowledge of this as well, that it should be responsive. You see that it is actually taking all the space which we are giving it to, right? So it should be responsive. This is one of the important concept. On this also we will discuss later on. But yeah, I think a high level you have understood why we are going with HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript. Then we will pick any of the framework and then we will do project. Okay, this is typical for backend, for front end. For backend you won't be able to see any of the UIs like this. But yeah, there are several things which will help you to test whatever, basically on the backend, whatever service you have created. Okay, so we expose the API. Okay, on this part also we will discuss in this session only. I have certain things kept ready for that. So yeah, this is typical for front end. So I hope the front end part is clear. For backend, if you talk about in a short way, I will tell you. So backend, what we can do is we can go with first Java. So core and advanced, a bit of that we will go. Okay, we should be doing that, and after that we will pick framework of the Java like Spring Boot, Spring. Okay, and then you can directly start with the project and all. Okay, so with the Java you can do like enterprise project. Okay, and with the help of Java, if you are going with Kotlin, and also you can also build native Android applications and all. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so yeah, this is like front end. So yeah, front end, it helps to create interface of the application. As we have seen, this is what we call the interface. Okay, so with the help of front end you can create an interface of the application. This is typical thing which we have seen on the slide previously, that you, but first we should be going with HTML, CSS. Bootstrap is what, yeah, I will tell you about Bootstrap. It's one of the framework of the CSS. Okay, there are many others good frameworks present over there, like Tailwind is one of the good. Okay, then there is uh, Material Bootstrap is there. Okay, so there are many frameworks which is already available over there. Material Bootstrap. Okay, material themes are there. Okay, so there are, as per your need, we can just pick and integrate those things. Okay, so yeah, that's not a problem. So yeah, so Bootstrap is there. And yeah, then we will go for JavaScript framework, and build tools. So build tools, why I have written build tool is something which we can like basically uh, as of now ignore on this part. What it does is like uh, it converts the code. Okay, so let's keep the build tool as of now. We will discuss on this part later. Yeah, it might confuse you guys. Yeah, coming to the backend, in it deals with the server side operations. Okay, like handling requests from the client, interacting with the database, Node.js. Okay, so this is basically typical things of the backend. It deals with the server side operations, like handling the request from the client. Client is what, the UI is the client. Okay, interacting with the database, it interacts with the database. Whatever you are sending from the basically front end, it interacts, it do process some logical things on it. Okay, and then what, on based on that logic what we have written, it actually processes the data and stores that particular data into database, so that tomorrow if you again need that data, you can fetch it and show it. For example, if I tell you what is database, and what it does is like you have clicked on the basically like button in the Facebook for one any of your friends post. Then what it does, it basically front end tells X person has liked Y person's post, and the post ID is the unique thing, right? So it gives certain data with the help of which this unique operation can be identified, right? So those unique things is given to backend. Then backend take, okay, X is the person who liked it, Y is the person on whose photos that X has liked it, and then this is the post ID. Yeah, so we should be increasing the count, and we should also be maintaining who has liked it tomorrow if you want to check all those things, right? Like who has liked it and all. So those thing is been stored in the database. So the operation of saving in the database and fetching from the database has been taken care by the backend. Client is the one who just tells this is the thing, this is the one who basically does this particular operation. Now you take care of the things what needs to be done for this. And API is the thing. API, we can say it has a postal ID. Okay, so it actually tells each region basically it's having its own postal ID, right? So in such a way, each API is having its own identity and having its own operation. Okay, so yeah, so if you talk about certain technologies which are in comes under backend, it's like Node.js, Java, Python, Ruby on Rails, and .NET. So coming to full stack, the full stack is what front end plus back end is a full stack developer. Version control is one of the important thing. You must be knowing it, but the person who are not knowing it, just I'm covering for those guys. So version control is a tools which helps to maintain the code in a collaborative way across the developer over the cloud. So it actually uses the cloud as in it's over the internet present, okay, and like across the developers, like developer can be seated anywhere around the world, and just they are using certain systems, like certain things like the branching and all those strategy they used in order to push their code. Like if you and me are working on certain particular feature, right? So when you are pushing it, I am taking those changes into my local machine, and then I am making certain changes on the top of it, then I am pushing it. So in a centralized way over the cloud it is present, and we are just pushing the changes and keeping those repository updated. Okay, and there are many other things. We will go deep down in each of the things in future sessions. Yeah, so how it can be done is like first is very popular Git, SVN, Tortoise, and Bitbucket. So there are many more, but yeah, these are the widely used versioning tool. So so coming to the database, so database actually it stores the data. So two types of database we are seeing over here. One is SQL database, which stores the data in a structured way using tables, and the examples are like PostgreSQL and Oracle. NoSQL databases stores the key value pair on the document, not in a tabular way, like MongoDB, Cassandra, Firebase DB. Okay. DevOps engineer, yeah, so there is another kind of engineer is present apart from, like if someone wants, some of you guys is having passion with respect to deployment and all those things, okay, so you can then pursue your career on DevOps engineer as well. Okay, so the technologies which they are using is like Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, Git, AWS. Okay, their responsibility is like they're collaborating with the development and operations team to build or deploy software efficiently and securely, automating process and managing infrastructure and application. So you see, when we want the responsibility of there is like, if like every time when you push certain things, okay, some new releases are coming for that particular software, so there are like many steps are there. For example, there is a development stage, there is a QA, there is production. Okay, so when all those things has been done for the development is done, it will go to QA. The QA, once the QA is done, then it will go on prod once all the thing has been done. This is a high level flow I'm telling you. So if we don't, there in a traditional way, what we need to do is all the files, if we want to put in the cloud so that the people can see it, right? So what we does is like manually need to copy paste all those things and replace it with another file. As of now, because of the DevOps engineer, what they does is they automate things. So once we push in the gate, the pipeline, there is a term called pipeline. It actually helps to behind the scene. It does all the process, running the test cases and all those things, and then deploy all the changes over the internet. basically on that particular, wherever it is hosted, where however particular thing has been configured in that particular way. So this is the responsibility of the DevOps. Data scientist is basically deals with the data as the name suggests. Okay, so it actually, you can say, they basically does the predictions, you can say, and they actually tell you the results and all those things with the by consuming the data. So the technologies which they usually use are like Python, SQL, Apache Spark, Hadoop. Their roles and responsibilities, like they analyze complex data sets, building models, and using machine learning algorithm to extract insights and solve business problems. Suppose I will take one example, uh, like uh, like in winter, which we have seen that in winter or in the rainy days mostly, the people gets cold and flu, right? So there are like all the medicine which are um, doctor prescribed at that time, right? So those medicine requirement goes up during that particular time. So what happens is like, with the help of data scientists, like initially, what they does is like they see like it what region this cold and flu actually this cold and flu actually impacts very much. Okay, so they analyze the data, they see, okay, so this is, but these are like the particular regions of those that particular state which actually has always, they have seen like in the last 5 years we have seen that they are most of the people is getting cold and flu, and doctor is prescribing this medicine, and this is the medicine which is good for this particular cold and flu, right? So before, ahead of time, what they does is they suggest those particular regional, whoever, like the medicine store and working over there, that this is the medicine you should keep now. Okay, because the demand for this is going to increase after 15 or 20 days, because now the like the season of winter and rain is going to come, something like that. Okay, so this is what the prediction they do by looking into the data and all. Okay, so if you are interested in doing such kind of the things, then you can definitely go for data scientist. So the question might come in your mind, like how long does it take to become a pro developer? Okay, and what is the best path for it? Okay, so the main thing is the first thing is it important to choose and stick to one language. Suppose you want to become a full stack or front end or back end, right? So it is very important. Even if you should start with first technology first, right? Because as a full stack, even if you are aiming for full stack, it's not like you should not be like learning both the technologies at the same time. Okay, so just if we take example of front end, so you should stick with one technology. Suppose if you are aiming for front end, so first go with HTML, as you have discussed, learn the basics of it. Okay, how things are working and all those things. Then go for CSS, learn the basic of the things, how things are working. Then learn the basics of the JavaScript and all. Then pick up framework of the JavaScript, and then do some projects on the top of it, and then you are good. Okay, once all this thing is done, you can say that yeah, you have reached an intermediate level of the particular technology. Okay, by doing certain projects and all those things. If you're deploying all those project and all those things, that is also very good. So yeah, this is how the process should be. Okay, then the second thing, it starts with the basic fundamentals of the language and gradually proceed to the code. Yeah, so as I've said, first, whatever technology you're picking, so then you can start with the basic fundamentals of that particular language, and yeah, then you are good to go. The good thing that this is uh, okay, and just I'm skipping the third part, not skipping, but just I'm adding on the top of it. It's like it's very important, or it's like from the experience I can tell you, like if you have learned the basic, like how things are working, why this thing is done in such a way, why we're using it, okay, what's the purpose of the particular thing, and you have understood the basic of the things, how things are working, right? So then you are good to move to the second part. Okay, because once you do the project now, then at that time, that means it's not like there are like 100 types of things or elements is present on the HTML. So it's not like you should be doing all those things. Okay, so it's not like that. What you should be doing is there are div, span, and column, p, header, footer, nav. So these are the common types of the things which is actually present over there, so we should be focusing on that. There are the things which is present over there, but rarely we use it. so we can skip those part. Okay, so on this part also we will discuss. Definitely I'm creating a guide for that, so on what we can start or pick first, and then you same goes for css and all the other things. Okay, then when you like create a project and all something like it, then you will be having more hands-on experience, and then you will be having more concrete knowledge on all the things. So whatever has been skipped previously will definitely be going to cover on the project whatever you do. So the projects is very important. So the third thing is practice by working on small project, as I've said, as this now will increase your confidence, right? So yeah, definitely you will fail at times, multiple times by doing this. You will get frustrated and all, but it's okay. Yeah, because when if you're learning new things, this is going to be very frustrating because there are multiple things dependent when you're starting on it. So yeah, don't go on that part. You are simply discovering ways that won't work. Okay, and this will definitely add up in your experience. Okay, so you are just discovering ways which won't work, and definitely it will help you when you again start and going through the same process for different project. Then you will be knowing what you should not be doing, and this thing actually pays up things for you. Okay, this is why we see that the experienced guy doing things very fast because he knows he everyone fails. Okay, so remember everyone fails. Like when I have started, I have also failed multiple times, so that's the reason I know what you should not be doing. Okay, and even if by it what it happens is like if I see at the if basically the person sees at the error, this will also happen with you in future. So you will just by looking into the error you can say yeah, this is you must be doing this. You have not looked into the logic, you haven't looked into the code and all, right? But even though you will be able to tell what is the issue because you have seen that error previously. And the last thing is persistency. So persistency is the key to success. Even in the face of frustration, it means that you should be persistent and take a dedicated time. Okay, just do the revisions of the things and all. So this is like if you are doing engineering, basically most of you guys are engineering who are seeing it, or you are students in any of the field. Okay, so yeah, if you want to excel in any of the thing, it is very important that you should be persistent to doing this. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for half an hour or 1 hour, just dedicate that particular time, like in a day or alternate day, however you are planning. It is very important. And yeah, now to mention it, I've seen that many of the people are not, a few of the people or many of the people doesn't belong to IT, but they want to go into IT, they have interest on it. So definitely you guys can pursue things in IT. Okay, everyone who is having interest on computer, and if you're able to develop a good software, you are good, and you are always welcome in IT. Okay, so on that part also we can definitely discuss. You can ping me. I'm going to like share some some calendar over there. You can book reserve basically sit with me and we can discuss those things. I have held my few of my friends who are not from IT background, but they have landed job in IT. Even I have done my engineering in mechanical, but I'm currently working as a software developer. So yeah, definitely the main thing is if you are having more interest into the software thing, and if you're able to create a good software, if you're understanding things, so yeah, everyone is welcome. So yeah, that's it. So if you're having any concerns on anything, so you can just put down comment on the nest, okay, where this post is. Or if you want to discuss something specific, like how to start with the things, if you have started, if you're struggling at certain things, you can definitely comment below, and yeah, then we can have a discussion. So yeah, thank you for watching.